I want to make this abundantly clear. It has never been easier to make 100K a year. Most people just don't know the steps it actually takes for you to get there. When was the last time you watched a video like this that actually showed you the path? There's so much bullshit in the make money online space, and today I want to cut through it all. I'm going to share with you the easiest way for anyone to make $10,000 a month. And by anyone, I literally mean anyone. No bullshit, and you'll be able to take action on everything that you learn today. I use this exact method to make my first million at 25 and over 100K a month right now. And I dread to think where I would be if I watched a video like this when I first started. Now, to kickstart this video with a bang, I'm gonna give away $1,000 for one of you watching it. And all you need to do to get that 1K is comment once you've watched the whole thing. This can be your goals for over the next few months, or even a review of the video once you get to the end. Just make it good, otherwise you're at a risk of not getting entered. Now, the winner will be randomly selected once we hit 1,000 comments, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna be giving something away to 10 of you that's worth way more than that. But to get back on track, I meant what I said. I truly believe that this is the easiest way to make $100,000 a year. Actually, scratch that. I know for a fact that this is the easiest way to make $100,000 a year right now, because I've already helped a ton of people surpass that figure using what I'm going to teach you today. These are regular people wanting to create financial security and just generally live freer lives. But in order for you to be able to do the same, you need to understand what easy actually is. Because I'm sick of people thinking that they don't have to work to be successful. Easy isn't watching one video and waking up tomorrow rich. Easy isn't daydreaming every day and hoping that success just comes to you. That's just delusion. Easy is following a simple framework that's been proven thousands of times already. Easy is investing a few very focused hours every day and taking action on this information. And if you're not prepared to do that, then this path isn't for you. But I was once in your position, and I'm not going to bore you now with my epiphany bridge story. You can watch another video of mine for that. But I need you to know that creating an online business is harder than ever at the moment. And not because of the lack of opportunity, but because of the tremendous amount of noise online right now. You've probably already come across a ton of opportunities like dropshipping or Amazon FBA or affiliate marketing. The list goes on, right? And that's great, by the way. I'm not about to say that these things don't work, because they do. We've all seen somebody succeed in one of those things online. But here's the thing. To get started with most of these businesses, you need to be willing to spend thousands just to build some real traction. Just look at Amazon FBA for a sec. As part of the business model, you have to buy stock from a supplier in bulk, and then you send it to an Amazon warehouse, which handles the fulfillment. Now, if you Google how much money do you need to start Amazon FBA, answers range anywhere from 5K to 20K, which is a pretty large range if you're just starting out. Now remember, there can also be hidden costs, like paying ongoing storage fees or hiring professional help, which you have to pay out now, wait months to see results, and there's still no guarantee of return. And the same can be said for crypto or trading, where you have to invest tons of capital up front with no guarantee that you're actually going to make money back. And let's face it, you don't want to wait for results, right? I know for a fact you don't, because I didn't either. See, all of these opportunities are cash up front, profit later businesses, which doesn't work for most people. The secret is you need to be making profit now so you have cash flow. And this is what gives you true freedom. What you need is a profit now business instead. And this is what we do with a profit now agency. Now, this is an extremely simple business model in which you would sell a service to someone that can be sold for thousands of pounds on a monthly basis. Typically a service that can be sold to business owners to help them increase their revenue. And I'll go into detail into some of these services shortly. But it doesn't require you to get money for inventory. It doesn't even need you to wait to make profit. Using a specific process, which I'll walk you through, you can build a business that rewards upfront. See, right now, if you have a job, you're making your boss money instead of yourself. If you're in education, you're investing years of your youth to get a mediocre salary in a distant future. That's the current system. That's the profit later society. But with your own agency, you can reverse that system. You get paid first and you reap rewards instantly. Now, many people know this business model as SMMA or social media marketing, but that's really just a buzzword, right? And to be frank, we do things different to most. I scaled my current agency, Affluent.co, to 100K a year in just 90 days when I first started. And we now do that every single month. And I've helped other people like Charlotte do the exact same thing, having no experience when they first started. So let's get into our agency framework. And to explain, I'm going to break this down in the easiest way possible. I want us to look into this bonsai tree for wisdom. Bonsai is the ancient Japanese art of maintaining and growing miniature trees. And for me, the bonsai tree is the ultimate symbol of pure discipline. They're incredibly easy to look after. They take daily sunlight, watering daily, and a little bit of fertilizer as well. I've actually had this tree for 10 years now. It's winter, so the leaves are starting to drop at the moment. But I got it when I was in college. It's actually a 20-year-old tree, 25 years old to be exact. And despite it being so old, I could kill it in a few short weeks if I'm not careful. If I take away its lifelines, water or sunlight, it won't even last a month before dying. And there are bonsais over 1,000 years old, and their masters have handed them down through their generations, each new keeper taking on the responsibility for its daily maintenance. Yet just one keeper could undo thousands of years of discipline in just a few short weeks. And I think there's magic in that. The bonsai to me is so much more than just a houseplant. It's a daily reminder of discipline, my anchor to staying on track with everything that I'm doing. And really, an agency is just like a bonsai. The steps you need to take in order to keep it alive aren't difficult or complicated. In fact, they're incredibly simple. It's the discipline required to keep it alive that truly matters. And only those with that discipline will get to benefit from its blooms and its growth. So let's jump into the process of building an agency to $100,000 a month a year with the bonsai in mind. And we're going to start with the foundations, the soil. With an agency, this is your niche, or your niche, depending on where you're from in the world. So first things first, what actually is a niche? A niche is simply an industry. It's a category of business. And an example of this would be real estate agents or even cosmetic surgeons. And as an agency owner in the current climate, if you want to get paid between $1,000 and $5,000 per month per client, it's important that we pick a niche and we specialize in it. And it's important that you do this so you can differentiate yourself from other agencies that are out there. So your potential customers have a reason to pick you over one of your competitors. It's also going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to actually delivering a service. For example, let's say you have 3 clients and all of them are in completely different niches. One is in home improvements, one might be a CrossFit gym, and one might even be a med spa. All of these businesses have different ways of acquiring clients and different target audiences, different brand messaging. And I can tell you for a fact, if you build your agency with multiple niches, you'll never become an expert in one specific area. And because of that, you'll never be able to charge the premium that you think you deserve. In my opinion, the easiest thing to do is master one niche, become an expert in that market and own it, monopolize it, become the go-to agency for that specific niche. So what are some of the best niches for beginners, right? Right now, the biggest opportunity is in local lead generation. Companies that are physically local to you that require leads generated for their business. Leads are simply potential customers, and all businesses need these, but not all are the best for clients. So you want to specifically go for companies that sell products or services directly to consumers, not to other businesses. Now, this leaves your options open for hundreds of different niches, but a few examples would be anything in the improvements niche, okay? And we want to look in the subcategories as well. So kitchens or roofers, solar and landscapers, for example. Or even health and fitness like acupuncture, high-end personal trainers, wellness coaches, and med spas. As long as the company has the need for new customers and their customer base is relatively broad, they're likely to be suitable. Honestly though, I'd say avoid things like restaurants, gyms, or dentists because these industries have been hit very heavily by the SMMA space over the past few years. That's not to say they're impossible to tap into though, but you're looking for the easiest route, so I'd say avoid them. Anyway, here's a quick exercise that you can use to figure out the perfect niche for you specifically. And you're going to use your unfair advantages. And there are 3 of those advantages that you can use. First of all, we have experience, so having worked in the niche in some capacity, maybe in a previous job, for example. We then have passion, okay, so having a strong interest for the niche. And then finally, our third unfair advantage is locality, being in relatively close proximity to the businesses in that specific niche. By leveraging these advantages, you will have some form of common ground in which you can relate to the business owner. Common ground that your competitors will not have. So think about where your unfair advantages are and use them to create a list of 3 potential niches. Okay, then make your best judgment on which of those has the biggest opportunity. And by biggest opportunity, I don't just mean what niche has the most potential customers, because in some cases, the smallest, most untapped, ugly niches are actually the best. Okay? And don't worry if things don't work out with the one you choose first, you can always jump around until you find the final one. So right now we have our soil. You've learned that finding your niche is important, but not as important as the next part, which is sunlight. Sunlight for agencies is their service. It's something that always has to be there. It's the energy source of any agency. Without sunlight, you can water all you like. You won't grow. You need to offer a service that is relevant to your niche and that gets the desired result with as least friction as possible. Okay, now it's important for you to all understand what the desired result even is for your niche. And many just presume that this is increased revenue. Although many business owners have more pain points than just making money. Okay, time, skill, and convenience, for example. Right? A graphic design agency won't sell their service to a business based on financial output. They sell their service to bridge skill gaps and to save the business a lot of time on hiring in-house designers, right? So think about what some of the biggest pain points are for the specific niche that you're looking to work with before you blindly copy other agency services, because it's not a one-size-fits-all. Some of the most in-demand services right now include paid advertising, email marketing, videography, conversion rate optimization, and design, pretty much including every subcategory. Honestly though, if you're really stuck, I'd advise starting with paid advertising. It's a lot less skilled than most other services, and generally it's easier to generate quantifiable results with, which as an agency makes our life a lot easier. If we can quantify a specific result that we've achieved for our clients, we'll be able to keep them for a lot longer. Now for me, when I first started, I offered Facebook ads, and this is still the service that we lean with today with my agency. And this might sound daunting for those of you that have never ran Facebook ads before or never fulfilled any of these services. But trust me when I say this, you can learn any digital marketing skill in a matter of weeks when you allocate an hour or two a day to learning it. Sure, you're not going to be a master straight away, but you'll learn enough to deliver a good service to your clients. Now there is another option, and that's where you don't even have to fulfill the service yourself. You can give a freelancer a percentage of your revenue to do everything for you. And there are thousands of skilled individuals online who are looking for work. So if you secure the client, you can be certain that there's someone out there that can fulfill the service on your behalf. Now, of course, this is going to eat into the money that you keep for yourself, but that's the price you pay for the ease of outsourcing it to somebody else. And look, I'll even show you where you can find freelancers, okay, to fulfill the services for you, whilst you just sit back and you focus on getting more clients. Here on Upwork.com, among many other websites, you can find freelancers in every service you could imagine. And I'd recommend paying the upper limit of what you can afford so you actually get someone decent, okay? Around 50% of what you close the client for is a good general rule of thumb. Because ultimately, your service delivery is everything, and you need to be able to keep your clients happy, or you're just gonna kill your reputation. Please just trust me on this one. Do not skimp out on your service. You have a duty to get good results for your clients. And when you get good results, you'll literally get clients coming to you. So that's just sunlight. The next thing is water. And in order for a bonsai to grow, it needs to be watered every single day. For an agency to grow, we need to be selling daily. Sales is the process of actually finding and contacting potential clients to sign them up for our agency. It's the most crucial stage of all. Without consistent daily sales, your agency will die. Without that discipline from you, it'll never be successful. And that's just the reality. I'm not here to brainwash you into believing that you can just sit back and your agency will run itself. This will require daily work until you have the resources to hire a team that can actually do this for you. But regardless of whether it's you or someone else, your agency will always need a sales process. Now at the start, your sales process will be outreach, reaching out to potential customers yourself using strategies that I'll give you in a moment. Once you're established though, your sales process may not depend on outreach anymore. You may run ads or be self-sustaining through referrals from existing clients. But at the start, you have to outreach. Now, the most effective ways of doing this right now are cold calling, Loom emails, and video DMs. Cold calling is self-explanatory. You'll find phone numbers for the businesses you're gonna contact and you'll call them up. Loom emails are simply emails sent to potential customers with a short 2-minute max video attached with a short pitch for a meeting. And video DMs are direct messages sent either on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn with a 30 to 60 second video introduction pitching for a meeting. And whilst we don't have the time to break down each of these right now, I want to give you a simple framework that you can apply to absolutely all of them. First of all, it's incredibly important to remember that the goal of outreach is not to sell our service. The goal of outreach is simply to strike enough curiosity to schedule a meeting. It's at that meeting that we'll sell our service. So the framework for all outreach goes like this. First, we're going to have an attention grabber. Okay, so we're going to say something that provokes a thought in the mind of our potential customer, something unique ideally. We're then going to have a quick introduction, a very brief who we are. We're going to state our offer. This is not our service. We're going to state the result of our service, the pain point that we're going to solve for this person. And then finally, we're going to get permission for a meeting. 4 very simple steps. The most important thing above all else though, is that sales is simply a numbers game. I don't care if you have the best script in the entire world, written by Jordan Belfort himself. But if you're sending 1 email a day, you are never going to grow. Set yourself the minimum target of reaching out to 10 to 20 new customers a day. Now this should take between 2 and 4 hours, and stick to those targets religiously. 20 new businesses a day, 5 days a week, that's 400 a month. Now even if just 0.5% of those convert into customers, that's 2 new clients every month, and at an average of, let's say, $800 a client at the start. That's 1.6K a month. Over 10 months, you'll be at $16,000 a month, almost 200K a year. And that's literally with your average customer paying less than $1,000 a month, which is incredibly unlikely. I've only had 2 clients pay less than 1K since the day I launched my agency. And sure, we're not taking into account churn or client loss here, but nor are we taking into account referrals, commission models, or upsells. And the thing is, it's not easy, but it really is that simple. Most people just forget to water the fucking tree. Now, I learned this in my first ever sales job. I had this massive deal that I was trying to push through for weeks, by the way, and I put all of my efforts into it, right? I literally stopped selling anybody else, and at the last moment, this deal pulled out. Literally, my whole month's commission was gone in 1 single email, and I was devastated. My sales mentor at the time literally laughed in my face, and he said to me, "That's what you get for not keeping your pipeline full." And I never forgot that, which is why my agency has never been without potential customers. And that's what it takes to build a successful agency. Daily watering. Sales. Okay, I want to touch on one final component. Fertilizer. If you want to accelerate the growth of your agency, you need to fertilize it. And we can do this by building an irresistible offer. This is something that 99% of agency owners do not have dialed in. Now, your offer isn't to be mistaken by your service. It's not your service, it's the result of your service. For example, if you work with CrossFit gyms, the desired result for them is getting more members. So your offer could be something like, we help CrossFit gyms get 20 new customers every month. We are quantifying the results of our service in one simple statement. Now granted, this is a very basic offer statement, but as you get more experience with your agency, your confidence will increase and you can evolve this offer over time. Let's say you've worked with 5 CrossFit gyms already, okay? So you're gonna have a very solid idea on the specific results that you can generate for them. You will also understand some of their other pain points that they might be facing. Most CrossFit gyms use free trials to lure new members in, but what about if you didn't have to do this for your clients? You could develop an even better offer. We help CrossFit gyms get 20 new members every month without doing free trial. And hence we separate ourselves instantly from all the other agencies out there that are doing the same thing, offering free trials. Now, the ultimate progression of an offer is where we reverse all the risk from the client, when we actually introduce a guarantee on our service. This can be in the form of a money-back guarantee or even a pay-on-results model, or some agencies will just work for free until they deliver that result. But you're only going to want to do this when you have full confidence in your ability to deliver your service, and this will take a couple of clients. But this is what truly separates average agencies from the top 1%. I actually uploaded a really in-depth video on building an offer for your agency over on my second channel recently. I'll put a link in the description, and you should check that out after this one. So, that's the formula. That's how you build a business to $100,000 a year. But you need to remember each of these 4 crucial components because your agency will not survive without them. Now, I said at the start of this video that I'll be giving away something priceless to 10 of you. And that thing is a bonsai tree. And I want the tree to serve you in the way that mine has served me. To act as a constant daily reminder of the discipline it takes to build a successful business. So I'm going to be selecting one winner out of every 100 comments until we reach 1,000, at which point I'll give away the $1,000. And I'll also be doing further giveaways, so continue entering if by the time you've watched this video, we've already passed that milestone. But now you really have 2 options. Number 1, you can follow what I've told you today and you can continue out on your own. It's always been my mission to give more away for free than other people will have you pay for. The information alone on this video and on my channel will help you to sign your first clients. That being said, there's so much I'm unable to fit in this short video, and truthfully, there is more that you'll need to learn along your journey. So option 2 is you can skip all of the self-learning curve and you can gain access to every piece of information in one concise place. You can apply to join the Affluent Academy, our done-with-you mentorship program that's helped countless people hit 6 and 7 figures with their agencies. But I'm not going to pitch that to you right now because it speaks for itself. Click the link in the description if you want to learn more about that, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.